I've learned something over the years. Success doesn't just show up one morning, knock on your door, and say, "Hey, I'm here." Success comes to those who push themselves, those who decide, "I'm not waiting for the perfect time. I'm going to make it happen." Most people are waiting for motivation, waiting for inspiration, waiting for the stars to line up just right. But the truth is, if you wait for the perfect moment, you'll be waiting your whole life. The magic begins when you move. When you take that first uncomfortable step. When you decide, enough is enough. I'm going to do something about it. One of the most powerful lessons I ever learned was this: don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Because life, my friend, doesn't get easier. You just get stronger. Most people are hoping that someday the struggle will stop, that someday the obstacles will disappear, that the road will be smooth and effortless. But that's not how life works. The challenge isn't designed to stop you. It's designed to shape you. The difficulties you face aren't there to break you down. They're there to build you up. Every mountain you climb adds to your strength. Every setback teaches you a new skill, and every hardship refines your character. It's easy to say, if only it were easier. We've all said that at some point. If only my boss were nicer. If only I had more money. If only I had more time. But the truth is, those words, if only, they trap you. They make you a victim of circumstance. They tell your mind that the problem is out there, when in fact, the answer is right here inside you. The moment you shift from wishing the world would change to deciding that you will change, everything transforms. Because the world doesn't bend to your wishes. It responds to your growth. Let me tell you something important. Successful people don't have fewer problems. They just develop better skills. They don't pray for lighter loads. They build stronger backs. That's the secret. You can't avoid the storms, but you can learn how to steer the ship. You can't control the economy, but you can control your effort. You can't stop challenges from coming, but you can control how prepared you are to face them. So the next time you're frustrated, the next time you feel stuck, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask instead, what is this trying to teach me? What strength is this trying to build in me? You see, growth only happens under pressure. Diamonds don't form in comfort. They form under heat and weight. And so do people. The pressure you're under right now might be uncomfortable. But that's exactly what's building your next level of strength. You can't skip the process. You can't get the reward without the resistance. You can't grow without being stretched. Every great success story is filled with moments of struggle. Moments when it would have been easier to quit, to wish it were easier, to blame someone else. But those who rise to the top are the ones who say, I'll get better. I'll figure this out. I'll keep learning until I succeed. It's about mindset. When you wish it were easier, You're saying the challenge is the problem. When you wish you were better, you're saying, I am the solution. And that's powerful. Because as long as you're waiting for things to get easier, you're powerless. But the moment you take ownership, you reclaim your power. Life doesn't respond to complaints. It responds to competence. The more capable you become, the more confident you feel. The more you grow, the smaller your problems seem. Think of it like this: when you were a child, tying your shoelaces was hard. It took effort, patience, focus. But now you do it without thinking. What changed? Not the shoelaces, the skill. Life works the same way. The things that seem impossible today will one day feel simple if you commit to getting better. The key is to stop resisting the difficulty and start embracing the development it brings. The obstacle is not your enemy, it's your instructor. And remember, progress doesn't happen overnight. You don't become better in a day. You become better every day. Improvement is a decision, not a destination. It's waking up each morning and saying, I'll do a little more, learn a little more, be a little more. It's choosing to grow instead of grown. Every book you read, every skill you practice, every time you push through discomfort, you're becoming better prepared for life's next challenge. When you develop that mindset, something amazing happens. Instead of avoiding the hard things, you start seeking them. You begin to see struggle as a chance to stretch. You stop running from discomfort and start running toward growth. Because you realize that comfort is where dreams go to die. But challenge is where champions are born. Every time you take on something hard, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. That's how confidence is built. Not by wishing for an easier life, but by mastering a tougher one. The truth is, you'll never grow by wishing for less trouble. You'll grow by gaining more wisdom, more patience, more courage, and more strength. So instead of saying, I hope it gets easier, start saying, I hope I get sharper. Instead of asking for the path to smooth out, ask for your feet to become stronger. Because as you improve, everything around you improves. The challenge doesn't shrink. You rise above it. That's how ordinary people achieve extraordinary things. They stop wishing. They start working. They stop hoping. They start haunting. They stop complaining. They start growing. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's the invisible force that connects what you want with what you actually get. Everyone has dreams, everyone has desires, but not everyone has discipline. And that's why only a few cross that bridge. Goals are beautiful, inspiring, and exciting. You can sit down, write them out, visualize them, feel the energy of possibility. But without discipline, they remain nothing more than words on paper. The bridge must be built step by step with consistency, focus, and self-control. Discipline means doing what you said you would do, long after the mood has left you. It's showing up when it's inconvenient, when no one is watching, when the applause has faded and the excitement has worn off. It's not glamorous. It's not thrilling. It's quiet, often lonely work. But it's the kind of work that compounds. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you strengthen that bridge. Every time you follow through, instead of making an excuse, you take one step closer to accomplishment. You see, goals don't care about your feelings. The world rewards execution, not intention. And discipline is the difference between the two. It's the force that transforms. I wish. I will. When you develop discipline, you stop relying on emotion to drive you. You start relying on commitment. Motivation might get you started, but discipline keeps you moving. Because motivation is like a spark. It ignites quickly and fades quickly. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning day after day, even when the wind blows. Most people think success is about intensity. It's not. It's about consistency. The person who works a little bit every day will always outperform the one who works hard once in a while. Discipline turns effort into habit and habit into results. It's the system that makes success inevitable. Think of an athlete. They don't practice only when they feel inspired. They practice every single day, rain or shine. They understand that greatness isn't built on emotion. It's built on routine. Discipline requires clarity. You can't be disciplined about something you're not clear about. When you set a goal, you must know exactly what it demands of you. What will it take? What will you have to give up? What time will you need to invest? Discipline thrives in structure. It's not about restriction. It's about alignment. When you're disciplined, you're not limiting yourself. You're liberating yourself from chaos. You're freeing your energy from the pull of temptation and directing it toward purpose. It's easy to underestimate the small acts of discipline. Waking up early, reading a few pages, saving a little money, exercising regularly. These don't seem like much in the moment. But discipline compounds like interest. What you do daily adds up quietly until one day it's visible for everyone to see. People will call it luck, talent, or timing. But you'll know. It was discipline all along. The bridge you built, brick by brick, while others were waiting for inspiration. The hard truth is that discipline demands sacrifice. You can't have progress without giving something up. Maybe it's comfort. Maybe it's leisure. Maybe it's the approval of people who don't share your vision. Discipline means saying no to the easy so you can say yes to the meaningful. It's the art of choosing your future self over your current feelings. Every time you delay gratification, you're training your mind to serve your long-term vision rather than your short-term impulses. That's how strength is built, not in the big decisions, but in the daily ones. Discipline isn't natural. It's trained. Nobody is born disciplined. We become disciplined through repetition, through keeping promises to ourselves, through facing the resistance and pushing through it anyway. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And just like a muscle, if you neglect it, it weakens. That's why small, Consistent acts of discipline matter more than bursts of inspiration. They build your mental stamina, your resilience, your ability to keep moving even when the road gets rough. There will always be distractions, noise, opinions, temptations, shortcuts. Discipline is what keeps your eyes on the goal when everything around you tries to pull you off course. It's the inner voice that says, stay focused, stay steady, stay true. It's what separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the achievers. Many people set goals, but only the disciplined cross that bridge because they keep showing up. They keep walking even when the journey feels endless. And yes, discipline can be uncomfortable. It often feels like self-denial, but it's actually self-respect. When you're disciplined, you're honoring your commitments. You're proving to yourself that your word means something. That's how confidence is built, not by achieving the goal, but by keeping the promise. Every time you act with discipline, you strengthen your belief in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, no goal feels out of reach. There's a certain freedom that comes with discipline. People think it's limiting, but it's the opposite. The disciplined person is free from chaos, free from guilt, free from regret. They wake up knowing what needs to be done, and they do it. Their life has order, direction, momentum. Discipline creates peace of mind because it removes confusion. You're no longer tossed around by emotion. You're guided by intention. So when you look at your goals, whatever they may be, remember this truth. There's a bridge between where you are and where you want to be. That bridge is built one disciplined action at a time. Every repetition, every sacrifice, every moment of focus, it all counts. The dream doesn't get closer because you wish harder. It gets closer because you work smarter, stronger, and steadier. Motivation gets you started. Habit keeps you going. That's one of life's great truths. Motivation is that spark, that rush of energy that makes you want to move, to change, to improve. It's the excitement you feel at the beginning of a new goal, the thrill of a fresh start, the belief that this time will be different. And that feeling is powerful. It's what makes you take the first step, what helps you say, I'm going to do it. But here's the thing: motivation fades. The excitement doesn't last. What happens on the days when you don't feel like it? What happens when the energy is gone and the enthusiasm disappears? That's when habit steps in. You see, motivation is emotional, but habit is mechanical. Motivation depends on how you feel, but habit depends on what you've trained yourself to do. The secret to lasting success is not to stay motivated. It's to build habits that make success automatic. Motivation is the ignition switch, but habit is the engine that keeps the car moving along after the excitement of the journey wears off. Most people think they need more motivation to change their lives, but what they really need are stronger habits. Because motivation will get you to the gym once. Habit will get you there every day. Motivation will help you write the first page. Habit will finish the book. Motivation will push you to start a business. Habit will build it. The people who achieve great things don't rely on how they feel. They rely on what they do consistently, regardless of how they feel. Habits are the silent architects of your life. They shape your future in the background, one small action at a time. You don't notice it day to day, but the compound effect of a single repeated behavior can transform everything. Every time you repeat an action, you're reinforcing an identity. You're telling yourself, this is who I am. And soon, you don't need to force it. It becomes part of you. That's the magic of habit. It takes what once required effort and turns it into second nature. Think about how powerful that is. Imagine if every good choice you made no longer required willpower. Imagine if your success became your default mode instead of a special effort. That's what happens when you move from motivation to habit. The goal is not to feel inspired every day. It's to build a system that works even on uninspired days. Success isn't about intensity. It's about consistency. And consistency only comes from habit.